Good evening, everybody. Dusty Baker here for Wave Sports. And we continue our week with the UofL. It is UofL Media Week, and specifically, fall camp is beginning right now. Day 2 of fall camp for the Cardinals taking place this afternoon. We were out there at 2:45. It's an open camp. There are 8 days in which the public can actually go out and watch this team and see what they have to offer this year, as the U of L Cardinals will look very different heading into this season. And here's a little bit to look at right now as we speak. As you're looking right there, that's Jamari Thrash. That's a top receiver. He is a transfer from Georgia State as well. Just one of the many transfers, by the way, that U of L will be featuring this season. But that's the guy that we're going to be talking about. That's Jack Plummer, number 13, quarterback. He's your starting quarterback heading into the season. He's a transfer from Purdue. And actually, he went from Purdue to Cal, and then from Cal here to Louisville. So he's had a bit of a roundabout experience. Needless to say, he's following back in the footsteps of Coach Brom, who he played for at Purdue as well. So he knows this offense a little bit better than the majority of the players on this team, especially the ones that are coming over. And remember, the players that have stayed, this is a new head coach for them as well. So Plummer is the one guy that actually knows what to expect with this head coach, with Jeff Brom taking over. So needless to say, he was the right fit for the role.
I'm excited about Jack. He's worked really hard, and that's always been a strength of his. He puts in the time. He puts in the effort. He's a great leader.
Jeff Brom's former quarterback at Purdue, Jack Plummer, is now calling the plays under center in Louisville.
Played for him for 4 years and knowing the offense. It's really quarterback friendly and an NFL type system where you got to know a lot of plays. And so I think it gives me the best chance at trying to achieve my goals.
Definitely battle test. He's got the experience that you're looking for at that position, which is hard to do. He's been through the ups and downs. He knows my positive traits and negative traits. We know each other.
Plummer, who transferred from Purdue to Cal and then to Louisville, has his eyes set on the big stage.
I want to be able to get to the NFL, and I feel like I have the intangibles to do that.
With the Cardinals, Plummer enters a unique situation, including having to relearn Brom's playbook.
I feel like it's hard to scout us. We do have our staple plays that we like to run, but we're going to throw something new at you that you haven't seen before.
Coming from, Georgia State, we had, simple plays, but here the plays are more complex, the offense is more complex.
And as the new guy, he's also leading other new players.
Everyone's trying to learn, so I think that is, kind of brings everyone together because it, evens the playing field.
Everybody comes from different backgrounds, so I feel like that's another thing that we're trying to work on, with everybody gelling together in this offense. But we've been around long enough, so everybody kind of got a feel for everybody.
Plummer using camp to build rapport with his new teammates, including transfer wide receiver Jamari Thrash.
Jack's kind of cool dude. And he's always there. If I got a question, he's always got the answer for me. He's always one call away. He doesn't mind getting up, coming to the stadium, drawing up the plays for us. Jack's really like a natural born leader.
He's really been a positive influence and a great addition to this point.
It's going to be really exciting to watch that combo of Plummer and Thrash this season. Thrash last year, he was really, really successful on the outside. And needless to say, Plummer and him, they're still working on kind of the rapport at this time, but they feel pretty confident, they tell us, as they head into that matchup, their opening matchup that will be against Georgia Tech. That is on September the 1st. So we are less than a month away until the Cardinals kick off the college football season. It will be a special game as well. If you haven't already heard us talk about it, it will be the Aflac kickoff game. Now, while we can talk all day about the quarterback play and wide receivers, a lot of people, of course, want to hear from Coach Brom himself about what this experience is like and his preparation for this upcoming season. And if you weren't here with us yesterday, Kendrick Haskins had the time to talk with him about those expectations and also about what that look with the rivalry game may look like moving forward.
You've done everything that you could possibly do in the 5-6 months or so you've been the head coach here, and how ready are you to actually coach a game?
Well, the talk is over. Now it's time to, go prove yourself. So, it's great to get camp started. Our guys are excited to get on the field. They put in a lot of hard work and time to try to be the best that they can be, and we want to provide that for them. So I think you got to utilize this month of camp, continue to improve and get better. You got to try to get guys healthy to game one as well along the way. You got to gel the new pieces together. So there's a lot of small pieces that tie together, but I do think it'll be fun to finally finally get on the field.
The most important Brom on the staff, of course, is Brady. I mean, the players love him. All of us love him, of course. I mean, just to have him around and have that father-son bond with him, what is that like for you?
Well, it's a lot of fun. He's a unique personality, really kind of the opposite of when I was growing up. I didn't say a word. He will. He likes to talk. He likes to get around the players. He likes social media. He likes to be on the sidelines. He likes to recruit, but he likes to win as well. And I think, he knows where his talents are, and he wants to do great things and have some fun doing it. He lives over the office as much as me, if not more. Just a unique young man that, when you raise kids, you never know what they're going to turn out to be. And I've tried to grow as a parent and kind of let them do what they like to a certain degree and help that along. But he definitely loves what he's doing.
The rivalry game, of course, is the most important game on the schedule. No matter what, you get it. How important is that rivalry game at the end of the season?
Well, it's a goal every year. We set goals at the beginning of the year. We don't talk about them much, but of course, winning your rivalry game is one of those goals that we have to do. And it's not going to be easy. Kentucky's done a really good job. They've had our number recently. Fortunately, we get them at our home field, and you hope that your team learns how to compete. So we want to continue to do that and press forward. And obviously, when you build depth, that can happen a little bit better. But we need to go out and win that game. And it's not going to be easy, but anytime you get two fan bases like Kentucky and Louisville that know each other, sometimes live right across the street from each other, it's a lot of fun, and you want to try to get bragging rights.
How can you not love the Brom family? Obviously, really awesome to watch Brady growing up. And Jeff, overall, I mean, he is very honest about this team. He knows that this is a new system, a new program, a new organization, a new group here in Louisville. And naturally, he's trying to build something here. And, the craziest thing is this, and Kendrick and I talked about this a little bit yesterday, but Louisville, the UofL is picked to win every single game this season. That's right, all 12 games. At the same time, they're also projected to finish 8th in the ACC. So somebody's wrong, obviously. Those groups of people voting clearly did not stay in contact with Vegas. The one game that may flip-flop, and I've seen it flip-flop a couple times, is the Notre Dame-Louisville game on October the 7th. But outside of that, that is a pretty amazing situation Louisville finds themselves in. And clearly Vegas respects them. We'll see how this actually plays out down the stretch. But we got less than a month to go before the UofL takes the field. It will be in Atlanta against Georgia Tech, Mercedes-Benz Stadium. We expect a lot of folks from Louisville to make the drive and the trip out there. We will be out there as well. I will be out there giving you updates, of course, as we kind of find ourselves closer to that kickoff time. And it'll be a Friday night special in the Aflac kickoff game, originally called the Chick-fil-A kickoff game as well. Should be really exciting for that. Outside of the UofL, though, just a couple other things to note. You got Racing and Lou City. They will be playing this weekend. Of course, we talked a little bit about the women's national team. They have punched their ticket now to the next round after surviving. And quite frankly, it was surviving. Carly Lloyd not happy about that, of course, the way they celebrated. We're not going to get into that too deep. And then, of course, the MLB trade deadline, it went on Monday, or actually on Tuesday. Today's Wednesday. It came and went on Tuesday, and it kind of felt exactly how I just said it. It basically felt like it didn't even exist. It was just a kind of a leap over. Somewhat underwhelming. Justin Verlander goes to the Astros. And that's really about it. The Reds didn't do much to help their cause. Seems like they're going to hold on to their prospects for the foreseeable future here. I do want to give a shout out to Connor Phillips, who I had listed as a potential pitcher that could get traded. Now it looks more likely that he gets a call up. He's got a 1.95 ERA. He had another brilliant start yesterday. And of course, we're going to keep our eye on the players with the bats that make their call up to the MLB with the Reds, because soon enough rosters will be expanding. And once again, your Louisville Bats, their roster will be changing again, because that's just how this thing goes. Outside of that, though, we got some action tonight. We're going to be going to St. X. We're going to talk to their football team, get a little insight on them as well. And stay tuned with us at 11 o'clock, because we would love for you to watch what they have to say as they prepare for this upcoming season. But outside of that, that's all we got for your sports update today on August the 2nd. If you have any questions for Kendrick and myself, you can message us. Find us on the X, on Twitter, that is. You'd also message us right here on our live streams. We'd love to answer your questions, any topics you may have for us you'd like us to discuss. That is what we're here for as well. NFL training camp is going on at this time. Any questions you may have about the Cincinnati Bengals as we move forward? Of course, Joe Burrow's injury, not as serious as it may have seemed originally. Thank goodness for that. But would love to break down any of that. Maybe even your fantasy football teams as we prepare for this upcoming season. Kendrick and I are both notorious champs, so you better take our advice because that's what we're here for. Other than that, though, you can also follow us on the X. That is at Wave News Sports. Find us at Wave News Sports. You can also find me, Dusty Baker TV. You can find me at Dusty Baker TV. Outside of that, though, that will do it for this evening. We will have more updates throughout the weekend. Tomorrow, Kendrick will be back in. He will be taking my place here. And then on Friday, Kendrick and I will have an update for you from Lexington because it is UK Media Day that day. So we'll be talking all things Kentucky on Friday. So make sure to stay tuned for that. Outside of that, though, thank you so much for sticking with us and hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. Catch us again, as I mentioned, tonight at 11 o'clock. Also, if you want to rewatch the story that we aired right here, you can watch it at 7 o'clock here on Wave News with the U of L. Outside of that, though, hope you have a wonderful evening. This is Dusty Baker reporting live from Wave News, and hope you all take care of each other and yourselves. Have a good evening.